After World War II, the world was transformed and so was the oil industry. Standard Oil of New Jersey, soon to be Exxon, emerged as a private empire, wielding influence that rivaled governments. Modern life ran on oil, and Exxon was at the center, fueling the Marshall Plan, suburban America, and the rise of new economies. Alongside the Seven Sisters, Exxon controlled the world's oil, deciding where to drill, how much to produce, and what to charge. Its executives mingled with presidents and kings, shaping policy and forging alliances in oil-rich nations. Exxon's resources built pipelines across continents and cities around refineries, operating like a parallel state. The company's leaders advised presidents, shaped regulations, and their forecasts influenced national policy. What was good for Exxon was often seen as good for America. This close relationship gave Exxon a seat at the highest tables of power, navigating global politics with unmatched confidence. The golden age of big oil had arrived, and Exxon was its king. But this dominance would soon face new challenges. Exxon led the Seven Sisters, a cartel that controlled global oil for decades. Together, they set production and prices, shaping economies and politics worldwide. Their deals in the Middle East left host nations with little power, sowing seeds of future conflict. Exxon's relationship with the U.S. government was deep. It provided intelligence and resources, while Washington offered diplomatic and military support. The 1953 coup in Iran showed how corporate and national interests could merge to reshape nations. Tensions existed, antitrust investigations arose, but national security concerns usually won out. Exxon portrayed itself as a patriotic partner, essential to American power, while pursuing its own agenda. For Americans, this meant cheap, abundant energy and a booming lifestyle. Few questioned the origins or costs of this oil-fueled prosperity. The true price, paid by producer nations and the environment, remained hidden. But the era of unquestioned oil supremacy was about to end. The 1970s shattered Exxon's comfortable world. In 1973, Arab oil producers imposed an embargo, using oil as a weapon and ending the era of cheap energy. Oil prices quadrupled, economies reeled, and Exxon faced public outrage and government scrutiny. Congressional hearings grilled executives as profits soared, fueling suspicion and anger. Yet, Exxon's reserves became vastly more valuable, and the company argued these profits funded new exploration outside volatile regions. The 1979 Iranian Revolution triggered another shock, erasing Western control over Iranian oil and highlighting the risks of dependence on unstable regions. Exxon realized it could no longer rely on OPEC nations and began shifting strategy. The company invested in complex, capital-intensive projects in stable areas like the North Sea and Alaska. The oil shocks forced Exxon to become more resilient and technologically advanced. The rules had changed. Exxon had to adapt or fall behind. The company's reinvention would shape the future of global energy. Exxon responded to the New World Order by reinventing itself. It shifted focus from the Middle East to massive projects in stable regions like the North Sea and Alaska, seeking control and security. The company diversified, briefly exploring coal, nuclear, and solar, but ultimately doubled down on refining and marketing. Exxon's merger with Mobil in 1999 created a giant capable of weathering industry volatility and funding mega projects. This consolidation was a direct response to lost control, regaining dominance through scale and financial power. Exxon's choices locked in global dependence on oil and gas for decades. Its focus on profits and market control over alternative energy had lasting consequences. By navigating the crises and emerging stronger, Exxon shaped the modern energy landscape. Its legacy continues to influence our economy, politics, and planet. The story of Exxon is the story of the world's energy and its future.